For the first time since 2007, the city of Fargo now embarking on a citywide growth plan, and now they're looking for your input.
The city says this once-in-a-generation chance for people to provide their input on where and how Fargo should grow and develop in the coming years.
Joining us live this morning here on the Valley Today is the City of Fargo's Assistant Planning Director, Mark Williams. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Valley Today. To kick things off, tell us about what's coming up the next couple of days and what you're looking for with public input.
The city of Fargo is in the middle of updating their growth plan. And like you said, the last time it was done was in 2007. This growth plan will be for the entire city. So it'll look at infill opportunities as well as greenfield opportunities. We're going to have two open houses the next 2 days, on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tomorrow it's going to be in the Fargo Cass Public Health Building on 25th Street from 4:30 to 6:30. And Wednesday it's going to be at the Davies High School Community Room from 4:30 to 6:30.
The last time this was done, 2007, as we mentioned, a lot has changed then. Can you talk about how the diversion under construction right now is also expected to impact Fargo's growth?
That's a good question. The diversion is going to actually set sort of a boundary where we're going to be able to grow in the future. And I think that's part of the reason why this growth plan is so important, because we need to make sure we get it right. And to get it right needs a lot of community input. So we're encouraging everyone to show up to the open houses.
Yeah, and before we get into those details again, why do you personally believe this is so important for folks to really show out and give voice to their reasons?
I think it's very important because so far what we're finding is there's going to be an increase of at least 15,000 households over the next 20 years. And we just need to make sure how those get developed is compatible with how the city grows and as far as the population increasing.
Okay, Mark Williams with the City of Fargo again tomorrow and Wednesday, those two meetings. Thank you for joining us live this morning.
Thank you.
It is now 6:50 here on your Fast Track. New this morning, a boy under arrest after a chase in West Fargo. All started last night around 8:15 when West Fargo police responded to a hit and run in the 700 block of 6th Avenue West.
Officers there say they found the suspect, but that boy took off. Eventually, police used stop sticks, ending that chase around 32nd Avenue and Veterans Boulevard. The boy driving that car was arrested and taken to a juvenile detention center, his name not being released.
Two passengers ran off after the chase. They have not been found yet at this time. It was an emotional homecoming for a group of travelers from Fargo and Grand Forks, finally home from Israel after their trip was cut short after those attacks from Hamas 1 week ago.
They were able to cross into Jordan just as the borders were closing. The last few in the group of 84 people total flew into Rochester International Airport on Saturday. Maureen Larrabee, Jolene Peterson, and Peggy Pribula were greeted by family members with hugs and tears.
They were in Israel for nearly 2 weeks, but they were forced to cancel their remaining plans. They said it was a roller coaster to evacuate and then coordinate those travel plans to get home safely.
We took off from there to go to Jordan, and they said that we made it across the line with 1 hour to spare, and then the borders closed. They closed it. So we would still be there.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic, and this really brings home the perception or the situation that family is so much more important than some of our other things in life.
After landing in Rochester, the group made their way back home to Fargo and Grand Forks.
In total, again, the tour group had 84 people, all making it safely home, thankfully, but it was on different flights at different times all throughout the week.
Father Phil Ackerman arrived home earlier this week, and this is what it looked like outside of the Holy Cross Catholic Church Sunday morning in West Fargo, that packed parking lot.
So packed, in fact, at 11 a.m. for that service, they had to bring out extra chairs. We're told when the service began, the room erupted in applause. Thankful everyone is home safe.
Just about 6:53 on our Monday morning. Let's get a check of your Fast Track forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. It's starting off nice and quiet this morning in the Red River Valley. We are so quiet. In fact, there's a little bit of fog out there, even some frost that you might be experiencing too, but we'll have some sunshine today. Now, heading into the week, though, you can see our rain chances do increase starting Tuesday night and especially into Wednesday. We'll see some scattered showers, and that won't be widespread, but still areas where we're getting some rain coming up for midweek. And right now, again, clear and quiet. We've got a few clouds drifting through, but overall, looking at some clear skies, you can see that sunrise starting to show a little bit on that eastern horizon here in Fargo. It's 34 degrees in Fargo. Grand Forks is at 33 with just a little bit of fog limiting our visibility there. In Devils Lake and in Fergus Falls, 34, and we're below freezing in Bemidji at 30 degrees. Jamestown's at 32. So out at the bus stop, the kids will want their jacket this morning, but it's going to be pretty pleasant here, especially as we get into the afternoon with temperatures reaching about 60 degrees or so and wind being on the light side. So all in all, a beautiful October day is in store. Again, we want you to be ready though for the rest of the week. Tuesday, especially into Tuesday night, we see that wind and rain chance increase, and that carries on into Wednesday as well. We'll have some chances for rain next week, but overall it is looking pretty quiet for us in the planner here as we're working our way into that second half of October now, if you can believe it. And this coming weekend, still looking really good. Temperatures in the 60s.
Okay, looking forward to that. Lisa, thank you.
In national news this morning, there is uncertainty as to whether a ceasefire will be put in place to allow humanitarian aid to be delivered from Egypt into Gaza. Right now, the death toll on both sides is nearing 4,000 as Israelis prepare for a land invasion of Gaza.
Meanwhile, authorities here in the U.S. say the conflict in the Middle East may have led to the targeted and tragic killing of a child on American soil. Naomi Ruckham has the latest.
More Israeli ground troops have moved closer to Gaza. Military officials say a Hamas commander was killed over the weekend by airstrikes. The U.S. Embassy says there are reports that a border crossing between Egypt and Gaza will open to allow in desperately needed humanitarian aid, but the situation is unpredictable.
Gaza is running out of water and electricity.
In a CBS 60 Minutes interview, President Biden said Israel has to go after Hamas.
Hamas is a bunch of cowards. They're hiding behind the civilians.
A U.S. official tells CBS News Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has invited the president to Israel and that both sides have discussed the possibility of that visit. Flights carrying Americans returning from Israel landed in Florida, New York, and Chicago.
I got to the gate, I sat down, and I started crying.
But in a nearby Chicago suburb, a memorial is growing after authorities say a knife-wielding man attacked his tenants, injuring a Palestinian mother and killing her 6-year-old son. The sheriff's office says the child was stabbed 26 times.
How can anyone do that to a little boy? I can't.
In a statement, President Biden expressed condolences to the child's family, adding, quote, "This horrific act of hate has no place in America." Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
The Department of Justice has opened a hate crimes probe into the Illinois attack. Meanwhile, the FBI warning that threats in the past week have increased against Jewish and Muslim facilities. The agency asking for tips from the public, with their biggest concern being lone wolf-style assailants.
On Friday, Governor Doug Burgum joined 19 other Republican governors to send a letter directly to President Biden expressing support for Israel, calling on the federal government to take action.
That letter said in part, quote, "We pledge our steadfast support to our ally Israel following the appalling attacks perpetrated against Israel's sovereignty and innocent civilians on October 7th, 2023. We write today to make clear that our states absolutely condemn these heinous acts of terrorism led by the Iran-backed Hamas, and we proudly stand with Israel and the Jewish people."
This weekend, North Dakota veterans embarked on an honor flight to Washington, D.C. to view national museums and memorials created in honor of their service.
The Valley News Team's Kirsty Madej is in D.C. to let us know what they're up to.
I'm in D.C. with the Veterans Honor Flight of North Dakota and Minnesota. Our first stop is right here, the National Museum of the U.S. Army. We're traveling with 112 veterans from 53 communities throughout North Dakota and Minnesota, representing every branch of the military. We've got a big couple of days coming up, so stay with us. Reporting in D.C., I'm Kirsty Madej, Valley News Live.
Today, those veterans have a full itinerary. They'll see the National Archives, Navy Memorial, and the Military Women's Memorial. Then they will attend the changing of the guard ceremony and tour Arlington National Cemetery.
They'll visit the FDR Memorial before wrapping up the day with a social hour, dinner, program, and banquet. Be sure to stay with Valley News Live on air and online for any and all updates.
Traffic alert for you this morning. We're talking about a lane closure in Cheyenne Street in West Fargo.
It's happening from 10.5 Avenue West to 13th Avenue West. Crews there are working on some underground utility. It should wrap up by the end of this week. Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens across America, and authorities want you to talk to your kids about it this week as it's Teen Driver Safety Week.
Vision Zero wants parents and mentors to talk to young drivers about how they can stay safe behind the wheel. Remember, buckle up, slow down, and stay focused. Also, put down the phone. The North Dakota hometown girl group Tiger Lily Gold announced on Facebook that they are in New York to play the Today Show today.
Woohoo! 10 years ago, take a look at that. They had their very own stint on North Dakota Today. So how about that? A very cool moment for those girls. You can catch them this morning on the show. It's happening on the Today Show at 9 a.m.
Saturday night was an exciting thing for many reasons here at Valley News Live. One of them, our news director, Renee Nygren, got married. There's some photos from the event.
Looking beautiful there. Also, Valley News Live bringing home 2 Emmys, nominated for 3, including us right here on the Valley today. So we're so grateful and thankful for you all, especially our viewers who wake up with us each morning.
So very exciting weekend for a lot of folks here. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on.
Have a wonderful Monday. Thank you so much for waking up and joining us here. My name is Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Jordan Schreier. Have a great day.